Boom shakalaka, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. Hope you guys have all had a great day. We see a major tech rally that swoops into the market and brings up the broader market. Things like Google, Tesla doing incredibly well today. We'll get into those details here later in the video. On top of CPI data that comes in line with expectation, what basically just solidifies the actual probability, which is now about a 99%, that we're going to see another reduction in those interest rates from the Fed. And we're going to be talking about Palantir getting included possibly into the NASDAQ 100 on Friday, and why this could be a very bullish catalyst for a stock that has already done tremendously well, and how Palantir is really tapping into the defense sector. So if you are a new or returning viewer, we're on the road to 20,000 subs. Help me hit my goal by the end of the year. That is my Christmas wish from Santa Claus. Hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, not a financial advisor, collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now, pop it up on the screen right here. Palantir comes up about 2.29% today, closing at 72.51 with just a slight pullback in the after hours. Now, Palantir had a good reversal point at this $70 zone. We'll see what happens as we have anticipation coming into Friday, and speaking about the details on why being included into the NASDAQ 100 could be incredibly bullish for Palantir. And if it's not, what we could possibly be seeing in terms of a pullback that could happen at any time, ladies and gentlemen. And that is because Palantir has really astronomically increase in its valuation, in its price action, its market cap. Everybody knows this across the board. The fuel behind this fire does have a lot of room to run. However, if we see any type of correction, which is possible, that could be out there in the air. Now, talking about December 13th, what will Palantir do, and what could happen if we see it being poised to be induced into the NASDAQ 100. Now, although we've already seen it gain in value, 2024 has already quadrupled its value and over 620% since its IPO. Added to the NASDAQ 100 index later this month with a market capitalization, it could really be the next momentum pusher that could allow Palantir to test this $80 all-time high level of resistance that was hit, and possibly even continue further. Now, the committee that determines this index composition and why it's important is because this reconstitution of the NASDAQ 100 for picking which stocks are coming in and which stocks are going out only happens once a year on an annual basis. And that announcement is going to be happening December 13th, with the actual inclusion in the first trading day of the new stocks being included on December 23rd. Now, this will induce a lot of ETFs that actually track the NASDAQ 100, and a lot of investors will utilize the NASDAQ 100 to get a lot of exposure to growth, and a lot of tech stocks fall basically within this index. All the different types of ETFs that track this causes a lot of passive buying pressure. This is on top of them already being included back in the S&P 500 in September, and now you have another major index fund that will be tracking and including Palantir into its actual composition. Now, because Palantir is pretty much locked in on getting included, that's what everybody's anticipating here, we're going to see retail investors rushing in to trade off of this momentum on Friday when the announcement is made. And that's where we could see another push for Palantir, pushing to new all-time highs. People talking about, as Palantir has really been the main AI-driven mania in terms of software, talking about, is it the next NVIDIA? There's a ton of trendiness behind this stock right now. And after this last week, we've really seen a lot of announcements within them with the defense sector, such as partnering with Enduro Industries right here, to basically say they want to be on top of AI leadership and development in the West. And one of the key takeaways right here is that Palantir has really had a strong short amount of growth in just a short time here, to a valuation of 59 times its revenue, going from more than 12 times its projected earnings rate. So while there are people are going to be anticipating a lot of buying into the stock, the risk for downside potential is also very high. So lots of volatility here. Palantir really eyeing to continue its evolution, its inclusion, and also with its efficiency in the defense sector. And I think that will happen into the next administration, especially as you're going to have DOGE, the Department of Governmental Efficiency. Palantir, I think, is going to benefit from getting involved into all these different governmental contracts because it will help cut costs, improve efficiency, help with productivity, and boost in terms of scalability the different types of power that AI can bring without actually have to utilizing many of the different industrial sectors that cost a ton of money right now. And Palantir is kind of proving that and doing very well with its governmental ties. Now, if we go into what's happening in the market, stock surged today as a big tech rally pushes the NASDAQ above 20,000. As you can see right here, looking at the broader markets, the NASDAQ comes up 1.77% and the S&P 500 nearly 1%. Some of the big pushers are Google and Tesla. But before we get too far, I want to talk about what happened with the consumer price report here, that it showed that 12-month inflation was up 2.7% in November, up from 2.6% the month before. This is coming in line with economists' expectations in the reading, while indicating that inflation remains very sticky. This reinforces the expectation that the Fed will actually likely cut its benchmark federal funds rate at its policy meeting, which is going to be happening a week from today. Like I mentioned in the introduction to this video, markets are now pricing in a 99% chance of a quarter-point rate cut hike next week, compared with an 86% likelihood that was being priced in before the inflation report was released. This would be another 25 basis points that they are expecting, which would be a total of 100 basis points for the year of 2024. Remember, we started with the 50 basis point cut, we had a 25, and this would be another 25. In reaction to this, the 10-year Treasury yields, which is sensitive to the expectations right here, actually finished a little changed at around 4.28%, because what we're seeing with inflation right here is it's actually kind of staying a little sticky. Yes, still heading towards its target rate, but the economy is very resilient. And we're seeing that with some of the big companies right here, like Google, that's stock soars to all-time highs. Now, Google absolutely launches today, and I think helps bring up the general market in the fact that they're at $196 right now as we speak, up over 5.5% on the day, and even up nearly another 1% in the after hours. Now, Google surged to this all-time high basically after unveiling its latest AI model with Gemini 2.0, and you also have the new quantum computing chip Willow that was also released, showing the innovation that Google has in terms of what future years of practical use with quantum computing could bring to the technology sector and just to our society. And we're seeing here Bank of America analysts, they come out and say that the chip shows Alphabet remains at the leading edge of innovation, even if these practical applications could be years away. So working on AI with the new release of Gemini, and also working to announce a new quantum chip. You also have President here-elect tapped Andrew Ferguson to lead the FTC commission. So big things happening with Google. I think we're going to continue to see this tech rally that is starting to occur and throughout the rest of the year, especially as Tesla stock here surges to the first all-time high in 3 years. Tesla comes up another 6% today to notch record close. The gains, particularly coming here referencing to after Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, analysts raised their price targets, though they represented a discount from Tesla record closing price on Wednesday. So in addition to right here, you also have Elon and close relations to the new administration leader could benefit the company. And this is bullish, especially for an EV company, because typically we're going to be seeing some changes, most likely to the EV tax credit, different things like that. And typically they take a hit with the type of administration that is coming in. However, the close ties could kind of leave Elon in a specific spot, and especially going to be now on this Department of Governmental Efficiency, leading close ties with the administration. This could be bullish for Elon and for Tesla across the board going into 2025. What do you make of all these remarks, all these things that we talk about here on Data Dispatch? Where do you think Palantir is going? Do you think it's going to be included into the NASDAQ 100 and with Google and Tesla? What do you think with all this news coming out? Peace out, take care, and I'll catch you guys later. See you down in the comments.